Okay, Blue Dart here on a fresh new server and a fresh new version of DartCraft. Now, I'm not going to record everything we do, but I'm going to record any cool stuff we make and definitely any additions to DartCraft. So, without any further ado, let's skip ahead to something interesting. Because I don't want to watch me punch trees all day. Alright guys, so it's been a while, real time, since I've recorded. In fact, it's probably been 2 or 3 weeks, and this is the same server, and we already have some Thaumcraft trees, as you can see. We have Thaumcraft installed. New version of DartCraft, as you could guess. And we decided to make a cool mountain base. Check this out. A nice mountain. I just decided I wanted a mountain base this time. There's a little bit of force blocks, right, that keeps the riffraff out. This was for before we had the ability to fly. Here's another little entrance to our mine. Also force blocks here. Got a nether portal. We've already braved the nether. Retrieved nether wart, blaze rods, all the cool stuff we need. Now one thing that you should notice right off the bat is there's a friggin' magic meter at the top of the screen. The wing meter has been replaced by the magic meter, and I have enabled in the config the Zelda HUD, so my health and magic meter show up at the top left corner. It's a very legendary HUD. Anyway, building-wise, we have one of these dart houses, of course. They're standard, and there's a little basement, a little hatch we can just fall into. Right here, this little discolored area. Whee! Force blocks. Yeah, they're fun. We've long since mastered the upgrade tome. And I actually put force machines here, grinder, crusher, extractor, to go with the induction furnace. And as you can see, we're using just Mark I force panels, just the normal ones, with liquid force around them, so we get just enough to run our stuff. And since I chunk loaded the area, this MFE keeps itself full. Hey Dan, how you doing?
I'm doing fantabulous.
My, that was genuine.
If you believe that, I've got a bridge to sell you.
So, how do you like the new meter at the top? Does it remind you of anything?
I like it. It looks, yeah. I like the Zelda reference to it. Yes.
What's a Zelda? I don't know what a Zelda is. Do you remember a minute ago when we had that annoying little glitch?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what happens now is this magic meter at the top now, it is actually required by default in the config to do stuff like use force rods. So if you want to use, say, night vision, just used it 3 times there, and it took a little chunk of magic, and it gave me the potion effect. Yeah, you've also got regen, which uses a significant amount of magic, as you could see, and it also makes your health blue. Ah! Right in the face.
That was good. There we go. I'm out.
You used your magic up. Don't fall. I'm serious, don't fall. You'll die. If you use up all your magic now, you just take fall damage. You're just screwed.
Away from being screwed.
I don't know if you noticed yet, but say you make yourself a sword with like freezing and damage on it. The freezing, heat, and damage upgrades on your sword actually take magic to use.
I have noticed that while I'm out just slaughtering equines.
Yeah. You gotta be careful now because just like in vanilla Minecraft, you know, you can hit entities faster than they can take damage, but all it does is damage the sword, and now it'll also damage your magic meter. So if you just flail, like I know you like to do a lot, then you're gonna go through your magic.
Aww.
You gotta time your strikes, unless you change the config. Yeah, I should mention that a lot of these things are very configurable, and by default, these rods do use magic, but you can make certain things like ender, healing, other things not use magic. And in fact, the speed upgrade is supposed to use magic, but that's disabled by default because it was a little awkward in practice, because then while you're walking, your magic would just be depleting. Also, double jumping takes a little bit of magic now.
I've actually noticed that. That's a good change there. That's a good change.
It just takes the same amount that it takes to fling yourself with a sword.
Woo, world holes.
Yeah, did you go off exploring something? Because I think the server crashed.
Oh, I was just going back to the area I was just at. I didn't think it was gonna actually do that.
Well, we can't venture that far really here. Not that often. I mean, yeah, it crashed. So you have a Thaumcraft wand, right?
I do.
Yeah, check it out. The health and magic actually moves a little bit to the right if you hold it.
Oh, I just noticed that too.
Yeah, I did that because it's the responsible thing to do, I guess. Is move it out of the way.
Hooray for responsibility.
Dude, these rods are actually pretty cool. I just took out like a slew of zombies over there with it. It was hilarious.
I need to get myself a good wand.
Yeah, you do. You need a better one than that. I actually have. There's one in here. Copper capped silverwood wand. It's my old one. You can have that one if you want. I think the best you can make is thaumium bossed silverwood wands, which is what I have.
This is the one that won't completely tap out aura node, right?
Yeah, that one shouldn't be able to because you have the research.
Alright, well I'm gonna go fill it up real quick.
He's referring to the node preserver research, which we both have.
This node is epic.
It is kinda. I wonder how it was made. Well, I guess we'll never know.
It's one of those magical Thaumcraft things.
It's a secret of the universe. Oh look, I have nerd glasses.
I like your glasses, they're pretty epic.
Oh, he took all the fire. Oh hey, I just realized, you know what? I'm gonna make myself a sword here, and you might want to see this, and I actually need to test this too. Forgot.
Eat fire, you jerks! Creeper chunk!
Gonna put Ender, Wing, Freezing, only 3 damage to put 2 luck on there. How, do you have any levels on you?
Any levels?
Yeah, like experience levels.
Yes, I have 26.
Oh, okay. I have 32. Let's see. I put Ender here. Check this out. So if I press go, it just lowered me to level 24. It actually took 8 to do this. The Force Diffuser now requires 1 level for each upgrade material you have in here. So this now also requires a little bit of experience.
Oh, okay. That's neat.
It's basically whoever clicks the button, really. So, and if you click it and you don't have the experience, it'll pop up a little error tab, actually, and, you know, I can probably do this by just making an experience tome and demonstrating it this way. So I made myself an Ender Sword, that's cool. But I'm going to make an experience tome, and that took 1 level to make this, because it's 1 upgrade. And I'm just going to put some experience in this guy. Now, here's something I did. I put a Force Shovel in here with Grinding Heat and 6 speed, and then an error popped up. It said, cannot apply these upgrades. So if you can't apply an upgrade, it's actually going to tell you in an error. So that's one less thing you can wonder, why isn't it working?
Okay, that's nice.
Now, there's actually individual errors for both insufficient buildcraft energy and insufficient liquid force. So if that's the case, it'll also pop up with an error, and it'll tell you that's the reason why you can't do the upgrade.
Okay.
Now if I take the speed off, and if I try to click this, it says insufficient experience, and there's also a little tooltip up here that says EXP7. You see that?
Yeah, I see it.
So to upgrade this, it's going to take 7 levels, and I can't do it because I don't have 7 levels of experience.
I'll give you the 7 levels, I'll do it for you.
Let's see, the button's not clickable now, I think because I'm the last person to touch this. So can you click that? Because the button is like grayed out for me.
No, I can't click it.
Yeah, it's grayed out. That's interesting. Why don't you try moving stuff out and seeing if that does anything?
Nope.
It's very interesting.
I'll chuck a bottle of experience at it and be like, hey, work.
Take all the stuff out and then put it back in. See if that does anything for you.
'Tis not working, my friend.
That's interesting. So until I get 7 levels, it won't work.
Huh. That's cool.
Interesting. You know what I might just do is I might just bind these to players, since the upgrade tome already has a player name anyway. It'd be easier to just do that. Kind of makes sense to do it that way, I don't know. I'll have to think about that. So does that mean if you try to upgrade your stuff, it's going to take my experience? Because it's supposed to store the last player to put something in there.
I don't know.
Oh wait, no, it took your experience when you were upgrading that. Oh, you know what? Do you have another force pack you can upgrade?
Not at the moment. I can make one real quick, probably.
Right, Dan had to leave briefly. Here's a little demonstration of the new magic meter. So it still takes the same amount to just float. Or if you initiate flight, You know, it does the damage to the sword, and it also does damage to your magic. Now, if you still have magic, and you have wing armor, of course, it will, of course, nullify fall damage. But the nasty thing is that that won't occur if my meter runs out. And one easy way to run the meter out is to teleport. As you can see, I can do that about 5 or so times, and then my magic is gone. And if you look at it, it's recharging, but at a very slow rate. It'll take about a minute or so for that thing to recharge from empty. Now, so I'm going to initiate flight, and I'm going to fly up here just a little bit, just a few blocks. Oh no! Crunch! What'd that do? 4.5 hearts? Yep, standard fall damage. So if you run out of magic and you fall hard. So keep that in mind. Kinda surprised Dan hasn't managed to kill himself that way yet, especially since we live on a friggin' mountain. But okay. Now, if you completely use up your magic, which is pretty easy to do, let's just... yeah. And now I have no magic. I can't even jump, can't slow fall, I can't do anything. After about 10 seconds, your magic will start recharging on its own, and after about a minute or so, it'll be full again. The amount of magic I have right now is increased by 50% of the base value for each piece of force armor I have equipped, so if I have 4 pieces of force armor equipped, I have 3 times the magic that I would have normally. Now if you turn off the Zelda HUD option, the health up here will actually go back down to vanilla hotbar, and the magic meter will actually hide itself when it is not in use or charging. And that's a completely client-side option, so it doesn't matter what the server is set to. It's just a visual thing for the player.
I swear I didn't do it this time.
Alright, come down here. I want to test to see if this change I made worked. I put the upgrades in here. I have insufficient experience. Whoa, what'd you do? What'd you do?
I hit the button!
Hey, what button?
The go button.
Try it again. Or not try it again. Okay, well, I guess you had to hit it twice now, but that's better than not working at all. Did that take 7 levels? Should've.
That took a lot.
What a lot. How many levels did it take?
I had 22 and now I'm at 1.
7, 14, 21. It took it thrice. How many times did you... Oh, I see. You clicked it 3 times because 1 time... Okay, alright, that's interesting. That's interesting. It's very interesting.
It's a rip-off.
It's a very legendary HUD.